Stingy old Mr. Scrooge has long loved nothing or anyone but his own money. He did not understand the joy that Christmas and New Year brought to others. Therefore, on the eve of the holiday, the old man refused to let his assistant leave work early, who wanted to buy a present for his son. Mr. Scrooge even turned down his nephew's invitation to celebrate Christmas with his family, and also refused to donate money to help children in need. The old man closed his office late in the evening and went home. And then, in his bedroom, strange things began to happen. A wind blew from somewhere, thunder rumbled, and suddenly the ghost of his companion, who had died last Christmas, appeared in front of him. Mr. Scrooge was very scared and did not understand what was happening. The spirit said that after death he was punished for not doing good and not helping people during his lifetime. He did not want the old man to suffer the same fate. So he warned Scrooge that 3 other ghosts would soon visit him. After these words, the spirit disappeared. The old man pretended that nothing had happened. But soon, the ghost of a child appeared before him. Mr. Scrooge was stunned because it was the spirit of his past years. The ghost, with the help of magic, transferred them to the past. The old man saw himself as a little boy in the town where he was born and raised. He was decorating the Christmas tree, and he had a lot of fun. Then Mr. Scrooge saw himself in his youth, the day when, full of delight and hope, he proposed to his beloved. After that, the old man saw himself matured. His wife was crying, and he could not understand why she decided to part with him. The fact is that Scrooge no longer paid attention to her, but only thought about money. The old man could not look at such himself from the side, and asked the ghost to return him back. The spirit eventually disappeared, but another ghost appeared in its place. He carried Scrooge to his assistant's home on Christmas Eve. The whole family was sitting at a poor table. The old man was sure that they all hated him, but he became convinced that this was not so. The aide offered a toast to Mr. Scrooge's health, and his wife very willingly joined the toast. And then the old man noticed that the son of his assistant was sick. Scrooge felt sorry for the child and ashamed of his behavior. Then the ghost took the old man to the house of his nephew. His whole family was happy about the holiday. Most importantly, they left a seat at the table for Mr. Scrooge. The old man did not expect to see this. He always thought that the whole family hated him. Eventually the ghost disappeared, but the spirit of future years appeared in its place. He brought Mr. Scrooge to his own funeral. Everyone said that it became easier for them when the old man finally died. Only then did he realize that in his entire life he had not brought good to anyone. Then Scrooge saw his helper carrying flowers to his son's grave. The old man could no longer look at it, and asked the ghost to bring him back. The third spirit disappeared, and Scrooge was back at home. The old man finally decided to change for the better. Fortunately, he found that time had gone back a few hours. Mr. Scrooge decided not to waste a minute. He still had time to change everything. The old man was sincerely happy about the approaching Christmas. He sent the most expensive and fattest turkey to his assistant's house. Scrooge then sent a gift to the helper's son, and donated a huge amount of money to charity. After that, the old man went to celebrate Christmas with his nephew, where the whole family welcomed him. The next day, when Scrooge's assistant came to work, he raised his salary. For his son, the old man became a godfather. Mr. Scrooge gave the boy the best possible treatment, and he continued to enjoy a healthy life. Since then, the stingy old man has become the kindest and most generous person in the city, and has earned universal love and respect. A long time ago, in the desert kingdom of Agrabah, there lived a poor guy Aladdin with his monkey Abu. To survive, he had to steal food from the market. But despite this, Aladdin was kind and honest, because he handed out everything stolen to starving children. One day, while walking through the city, Aladdin noticed how an apple merchant was threatening a young girl. She gave an apple to the child without asking, and now she had to pay. Seeing that the seller called the guards, Aladdin decided to save the girl. He took her hand and helped her hide. But the guards still caught up with the fugitives. And it turned out that the girl Aladdin saved was Princess Jasmine. The guards imprisoned the guy in a dungeon. That same night, the evil advisor of the Sultan Jafar made his way to his cell. He promised untold riches if Aladdin helped him get him a magic lamp from the Cave of Wonders. And Aladdin agreed. Jafar took the guy with the monkey to the cave, but in front of the entrance forbade him to touch anything except the lamp. In the cave, Aladdin found a magic carpet and a lamp. But Abu could not stand the prohibition and touched one of the rubies. The cave began to collapse. Then the magic carpet caught them and flew away to the ruins of the ruined castle. Aladdin looked for a long time at the lamp that he had brought with him from the Cave of Wonders. She was very dusty. When Aladdin wiped the lamp with his hand, Jinn burst out of it. He announced to Aladdin that he had been in the lamp for many years, and for his salvation he could fulfill any 3 wishes. Aladdin promised to use only 2 wishes, and the third to free Jinn from the lamp forever. Looking at the stars, Aladdin remembered the princess. He fell in love with Jasmine, but an ordinary thief could not impress the princess. Then Aladdin spent his first wish to become a prince. Arriving at the palace to the Sultan, Aladdin in the guise of a prince tried to win the heart of Jasmine. But the princess was adamant, because she had long fallen in love with the commoner who saved her at the bazaar. Meanwhile, Jafar noticed the false prince in the palace. The evil advisor tricked the guy into the tower, and with threats began to elicit where the magic lamp was. Receiving no answer, Jafar pushed him from the high tower into the sea. Suddenly, Abu flew in with a lamp on the rug, and Aladdin managed to rub it. Then Jinn appeared and saved them, thereby using the second wish. Back at the palace, Aladdin told the Sultan that Jafar is an evil wizard who is about to betray the kingdom. The Sultan arrested his advisor, but under cover of night the sorcerer managed to get out of the dungeon. He made his way into Aladdin's chambers and stole the lamp, becoming Jinn's new owner. Jafar spent his first desire to become a sultan. And with the second desire, he requested the power of the most powerful wizard in the world. Having received his, Jafar magically transported the guy with the monkey to the icy wasteland. And he decided to force Princess Jasmine to marry himself. While the wedding ceremony was going on, the magic carpet found out where Aladdin and Abu were, and then returned them to the castle. Seeing Jafar, Aladdin began to tease him, calling him the second in power after Jinn. Then an angry Jafar spent his last wish to become an almighty genie. Turning into a genie, Jafar suddenly became a slave to the lamp himself. Weakening, he promised Aladdin revenge. But before he could finish his curses, the lamp pulled him inside. Jinn carried Jafar's lamp to the Cave of Wonders, and order was restored to the kingdom. Aladdin decided to keep his promise, so he spent his third wish to free Jinn from the lamp forever. And the Sultan, who saw that Aladdin and Jasmine were in love, allowed them to get married. And they lived happily ever after, and the kingdom of Agrabah only prospered over the years.